Hello there! Welcome once more to Kwankyewaa's kitchen. And if this is your first time stopping by, I'd like to say a very warm welcome to you. Yes, friends, it's gonna be another fried rice recipe. Simple, quick, very easy to whip up, but so delicious. I know you are going to love this. This has a little bit of a twist to it. We are going to have some pineapple pieces in there. And if you are daring enough and you really want to go the extra mile, you can serve it in pineapple bowls. That is what I intend doing, and this is going to be so special. How romantic is that? It's been hard going out. We can barely have anything special for ourselves, you and that special person, your spouse. You can bring date night home doing this. Just make this and just sit down and enjoy it and pretend that times are, how they are supposed to be. And you know what? This year, everybody's travel plans just went with the wind. So make this, sit at home and just pretend that you travel to a very far away place and you are having the time of your life. We all need that stress release, okay? We all need to release some stress. So we are special, you are special, and you deserve something special. So come along, let's do this. So here are the ingredients you will need, and as always, everything will be listed down for you in the description box in the right quantities. I'm going to start off by cutting our vegetables. I have a carrot here, and I'll be dicing it today. And this knife I'm using is a Mason knife, very sharp, makes precise cuts if you are a pro. I am not, but I'm just loving using this knife. And I'll be leaving information in my description box for you to be able to purchase this and get 20% off. So once you're done making carrot sticks, you just go ahead and cut through that to make these beautiful dices. Set it aside and continue with the other ingredients. So here I have my scallions. I'm using 2 bunches, but you can go ahead and use just one if you don't like too much onions. I love my scallions, and so this is just enough for me. Okay, now that we're done with the scallions, transfer into another bowl and set aside. And now we are going to focus on the star of the show, our pineapple. You see, this is a beautiful pineapple. The crown is in good shape. You are going to make a bowl. If that is, you're going to do that, you want to make sure that you get a pineapple that is beautiful, every part of it in good condition, that is not, having some sub parts, and half it just like I did. And now we are just going to go ahead and try to make squares in the fruit. You cut in through, but you make sure that the tip of your knife does not really hit the skin of the pineapple, because you don't want to make any cuts in that. That's going to be the bowl. And so once I'm done making the squares, I'm just going to go ahead and scoop the food out of it, or the fruit out of the pineapple, and then just be left with the skin. That's a little bit hard, but just be patient. And so now I have everything out, and I'm just trying to scrape out all the liquid in there. The drier your bowl, the better it will be to be used as a bowl. So just try to get as much of the liquid out so your rice is not going to be in there trying to soak up or just be swimming in juices. And at this point, I think this is perfectly done. So I'm just going to set this aside and do likewise to the other half. Just look at that. So now we are going to dice these pineapple pieces that we scooped out of the first half and make some good pieces here. Just like that. I love pineapples. If you don't love pineapples, really, you can just skip the pineapple part and still make this recipe and not serve it in the bowl or anything, pineapple bowl, just serve it anyhow. But I love it, and I think it's a delicious meal to have. So in all, I just got I cut up about a cup of pineapple pieces, set it aside, and now I'm grating my ginger. We know the story about me and ginger in fried rice already, and I know a lot of people have testified, especially with my most recent fried rice recipe. So let's just move ahead, and I hope you get some grated ginger in there, or ginger paste if you can find fresh ginger root. That works as well. So that is done. Now I am going to season my shrimp. So I have here my white pepper, and I'm using half of the amount. a little bit of salt, and then just mix everything up. Set it aside, and now it's time to start cooking. So I have my wok already heated, and I'm just going to pour about 2 teaspoons of avocado oil in here. And once it's hot, the wok is already hot, so it doesn't take that long for the oil to heat up. I'm just putting my shrimp in here, trying to place them strategically so every part of it, you know, every bit of the shrimp gets to sit well, and then it cooks beautifully. So once every bit of the shrimp is inside, I'm going to let it cook for about 3 minutes on this side, and then I'll come back and turn it over for the other side to cook for about 2.5 minutes. And so whilst that is cooking, I'm just going to go ahead and get cracking and crack my eggs. So I'm using 3 large eggs. Whisk it. Set this aside and go back to my shrimp. This has cooked for about 3 minutes. It is beautiful. Change color. It is like pinkish, almost like a brownish color because it is pretty cooked on that side, and the top part is actually what is actually coming through as pink. So I'm just going to flip them over and let it cook for about 2 more minutes because, you know, the bottom part has already cooked all the way up anyway, and then I'll bring it out of the pan. So everything is beautiful, gorgeous now, very much well done now, and I'm just going to go ahead and transfer them onto a plate. Set it aside and make room to cook my eggs. So I'm not going to wash or clean this pan. I'm just going to add a little bit more of oil, just about a teaspoon, and then fry my eggs in that because that is all the juices and flavors of the shrimp. If you wipe it out, you literally just get in a way of good flavor that would help to bring extra flavor to your food. So this egg, I'm just going to scramble it, and then I'll get it out of the pan, and then we can start the actual fried rice. So this is beautifully cooked at this point, and I'm just going to go ahead and scoop it out onto another plate. And then we can actually do the actual fried rice. Just put in all the ingredients together. So now I actually wiped my pan a little bit, and I added in here about 2 tablespoons of oil, and then my diced carrots. Of course, the wok was very hot. You want it to be heated when you add the oil to that. Stir this a little bit for it to start getting a little sweaty, about 1 minute, and then I'm going to add my grated ginger. And like I said, you can use ginger paste or a little bit of ginger powder. It wouldn't be, you know, fresh ginger or ginger paste brings out a lot more flavor, but in the absence of that, a little bit of powder wouldn't be bad. So now I'm going to stir this together just to get the ginger to cook up a little bit. The more the ginger fries or cooks in that little bit of oil, the more fragrant it is, and so the more you will have that flavor and aroma in your fried rice. So I let this cook for about 2 minutes together with the carrots, and now I'm adding in the remainder of my white pepper and then my chili flakes. And if you don't like heat, then just omit this part. It's still going to be delicious, but you know, where I come from, we like spicy food. And actually, this is a Thai dish and they make it with spice. So if you really want to have that experience, like I said, you're just trying to be like you're on vacation, this would have some spice. So this is just about 1/4 teaspoon of sesame oil. That is all I'm putting there, just a little splash of it, little tiny splash, for you to have that Asian food vibe. So this fried rice is going to end up not tasting and smelling like regular homemade fried rice, but something like very, very foreign. And here I have just added some snow peas. I only added 1/3 of a cup because my kids really don't like peas, and I want them to eat every part of their fried rice without me having to take out the veggies. So just 1/3 of a cup is good enough, just to bring that vibe and the color, all that, you know, a typical fried rice would have. But you can go ahead and add more. And now I'm adding my pineapple, which is about 3/4 cup. That cup is just slightly smaller than a regular 1 cup, but I heaped it so it's more like 3/4 to 1 whole cup of pineapples in there. And I like to put the pineapples in at this point so it absorbs and gives up some of its own juices. So it's going to pick up a little bit of the saltiness on the shrimp, the ginger and everything. And so, you know, when you bite into it, it's not just the sweetness of the pineapple, but the flavors just picked up in everything. I've added my shrimp and my eggs, which are all pre-cooked. And so at this point, I'm just combining them, stir it, let them all, like I said, pick up flavors from each other. And then it will be ready for us to add our rice. This smells so good. Just look, and look at the beautiful colors. Just look at that. So I actually made this previously and I never filmed it, and when I shared it on Instagram, everybody of course wanted to have the recipe, and I was like, really, why didn't I even film it? It turned out so perfect. So here we are, as promised to you, my Insta fam, and of course my YouTube family. This is so delicious, so delicious. So in here now I have added some cooked rice, and yes, I saw a lot of people comment in my previous recipe that normally the rice has to be chilled. Yes, that is ideal because then it helps you to get a beautiful textured rice that you don't break the grains. But that is not really like 100% desirable. You know, it's not like you really have to do that all the time. I make fried rice several times with just cooking the rice straight away, letting it cool without putting it in the fridge, and it still turns out good. But if you have problems with your grain, then I would recommend that you cook it ahead of time, chill it, and then you make your fried rice later. Even for the curried fried rice recipe, you can go ahead and make the curried rice ahead of time. So I've added my soy sauce at this point, mixed everything. Color, check. Aroma, check. Taste, check, 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 check. Maybe that's why we call it check, check in Ghana, you know. This is good. This is very good, guys. Look, just look at that. Now all we need is to add in scallions, and food will be ready, just like that. So this is a good time to add the scallions, and I love my scallions. So you saw it was 2 bunches. Feel free to use just a bunch if you don't like too much onions, but I just love it. So stir, get everything combined, and your rice is ready. You don't want to cook the scallions. You just want that beautiful crunch and aroma and flavor actually of fresh onions or scallions right here. And that is it. This is so simple. There we go. So we're done. Turn off the flame and we're ready to serve. So dish it out into your pre-made pineapple bowls. That is if you did that, or into your regular serving dishes, and it's still gonna be delicious and perfect. But just look at this. Beautiful. This is a real Thai trip, okay? So yes, imagine you just transported yourself and that special person. You are on a vacation somewhere, just the two of you, maybe having the time of your life, okay? This is good. Just look at that. Yes, date night at home couldn't have been any better, okay? Real fine dining in the comfort of your home at a price you can absolutely not beat. I really hope you try this. Now you know I went all out for you with this recipe, so please give me a thumbs up. Thanks for watching, And until I come your way next time with something delicious, be loving, be kind, be happy.